Early. Can X10 find just the site ahead of this? Yeah, the smokes are down, so we'll be able to find this free plant.
Yeah, and the post plant's going to be quite nice too. This is going to be a big test for X10 and their capability to actually pull back and sit deep in these post plants, not give anything away, make KRÜ work for it. Plenty of utility to play with though for KRÜ, so this is when we get to see it. Lovely position, dirty little off angle for Muffyn. Decides it's time to dip away, probably rightly so. Did the damage, didn't allow the trade, and now we look towards the 4 players remaining to make their mark towards the site. Alyssa.
Big
Nice
stun
roaming.
coming through, actually.
Absolutely right, but it's down to 2. The numbers are dwindling. This is lovely from X10 Mike. I'm actually quite happy to get to see the new fracture here. Like the changes. Oh, come on now, conir. Talked about those first bloods. You noted it before. Still racking up those bodies. Site is going to be once again taken though. This feels part of the course almost at this point.
Wall preventing actually conir in any value on that repeat. This time around, a little bit of resistance, so X10 do commit to that safe plant.
Oh, but where does JinNy post up on this? Able to actually utilize that trap being dealt with.
Smoke goes down.
Be an
did
audio
JinNy hear it? Yeah.
Oh, you're certainly going to see it. I don't know if JinNy's
I don't think
noting
JinNy's
this.
heard it.
Oh no, JinNy. It couldn't be going worse than this. Suddenly, a terrible surprise, and Polly is now called to attention. Has to turn around, do some great chip damage, but has to commit that molly towards us now. Trying to hold back the flood of players coming on through. KRÜ trying to make their entrance, try to be a problem, be that nuisance they can be, but the numbers are still good for X10.
Still clean up as well. Fields across the KRÜ inventory. No presence outside dish for KRÜ, so it'll just be the trap here to reveal, but babytz could block that off.
Yeah. Do they just burst on the site, it looks like? Waiting for the smokes to be committed.
Spike dropped.
And then it just pop on the smokes here, yeah.
Yep. So everything dealt with, and the other 2 players for KRÜ are gonna... babytz caught off guard for a second, but a great trade. Fantastic spacing from Alyssa there. And they're following this up. They want to secure space. They want to keep territory clear through by A main, noting no one. Sees obviously that they took the route through by dish, so they know the other players may be on towards that balcony, maybe coming through on CT, but the wall in place. Wonderful read thus far. Still gonna make this tricky for KRÜ.
Probably being as well, Muffyn does have that Vandal. Big upgrade, so can play range on this post plant. It's a safe plant once again, with 2 bodies towards main. Should be a relatively easy hold here for X10.
Yeah, not dissuaded by that molly coming in. Great trades again. Nothing goes unanswered here. Consu does what she can, but Muffyn. Fantastic positioning, and that was the bonus, and it wasn't work for X10. They'll take that. And KRÜ need to find an answer pretty soon. I want to see what they do with this buy here, Mike.
B main here. 4 members of X10 holding over on the north side. Wall goes up towards Arcade though, so there's not going to be anybody to greet that on the other side. Actually, with the trip placement here, it's almost looking as if X10 might even try and get behind this wall. Another 20 seconds or so before it starts to decay. But Consu has preemptively rotated towards A site. So it's just baesht here. Whether or not they just give this up for the retake. Like I said, 10-15 seconds left on it. Actually, going to punch a hole in it. Whether or not that's actually going to draw the rotation, it does. And X10 considering getting back through dish. Look at it, the progress through A main already now. Sent Kalita across the B site as well.
And the scary factor is that they have no idea if they're in tower, how deep they got. They had no one actually posted on the site particularly. So now, Muffyn, careful!
Still gets one though.
Still good for one. That was very surprising, even catching conir in that scenario. The trade comes from romi. Now this time there's actually a fight on the side. X10 won't have the same sort of easy access. There will be utility, there will be bodies here. babytz quickly over towards Sand, dives on it and takes down Kalita. And now romi gonna post the ult and it finds nothing. Now the spike should be able to go down uncontested. The firing squad and romi still going to get down to. Rez could come through and it does. Kalita back up on the feet. Alyssa there, JinNy there. Rez now available for Alyssa, but the spike is down and ticking in their side. Can they hold on to this with merely 2 against the 4 of KRÜ? And now it's all on JinNy. A 1v4, unlikely as it seems, may give it a damn good go, and Kalita overwhelms. KRÜ finally posting one back.
By a fine margin as well. Just one of these engagements goes the other way. Muffyn just caught off guard a little bit. Yeah, romi finding 4 on the round, going huge. Kind of crucial kill or trade onto Muffyn.
The double
But
there.
this was ridiculous.
That really caught me off guard. I thought Romi was dead, especially with both of them, you know, hunting them down, actively looking for that pick. Brilliant outplay there by Romi to be able to find both of those players. Now, it has...
On the flip side, Rez invested. That was everything that was available. Conir, though, does have this tour de force.
This is so dangerous. How long do they stay here?
babytz's stuns are so on point.
Wait, and they got the picks over towards B as well at the same time.
And the Rez back to 5 standing.
They could just hit the switch. Yeah, they could just go for this B piece if they want it. There is still that wall here to play around, but that could be broken. They're not particularly subtle about it. There's contact. baesht does need to walk away from this now. There's a whole lot of players about to come your way. And there's still 1 minute 10 on the board. They could decide to go for a double pump. They don't have to commit to this just yet. There goes the old Alyssa, gonna take a whole lot of damage and just meandering through the smoke is their downfall. conir and baesht actually catching enough that's brought it back to a 3v3.
And the slow field going down just ahead of the molly here as well. Do retrieve the spike, the TP away from Muffyn. They are making noise though, so you can already see conir and baesht, but the pings come out on the minimap. They know about the rotation, they've heard the steps also.
It will be a 3v2 at least rather than the 3v3. You can see Polly considering the ult now coming in, gonna slow down any support coming in through on CT.
Can they cross with that though?
No, just out of time. conir can catch it, doesn't catch the player though. JinNy on the side
open
now, and they are. Audacious plant. Brave, and conir not given the chance to deny that, and all players going back through from CT, so the cross is being watched. Great work from Muffyn, and now the 2 players can swing from the side. A lovely post plant, but baesht still doing everything she can.
My God.
Ult's ready to go. Sends it, but Polly gets the frag.
What? 4 on the round for baesht, but the orbital strike not enough.
You can see
High pressure scenario though.
Yeah. Wow.
And elimination on the line here, Lauren.
See those mistakes starting to build, that pressure starting to show every other day of the week. I'm sure that composure would have been key. It would have been there. Not this time around. X10 continue to move forward. 5 play to 1. And little do they know, just around that corner, consu.
Flash might go behind consu though. Still has to turn it, but fully catches it.
babytz double checking there. Oh, the ultimate just spraying and praying with it. conir finally slows the roll down, but eventually overwhelmed. The site's theirs. This should be a plant, and there should be very little fight back at this point.
See already, baesht. Backpedaling away from spawn is a 2v4 here. Decent utility, but no. Romi and baesht thinking better of it. Gonna try and make something happen in the next with 2 rifles. 2 off the showstopper as well. It's something you would love to have in the next round, but not gonna be possible. And X10 continuing with this pace that we saw employed a couple of times on Haven. KRÜ just constantly feel like they're on the back foot. It needs an individual to pop off. A Romi 4K, a Polly, consu, multi-kill, something like that to get KRÜ online in these rounds, but it's just not there.
No, so let's kind of then draw it back to what we were talking about at the beginning. How do we feel about babytz sitting on this neon as well? Because that was a new role they picked up, and they seem very...
Decide to make any sort of adjustment here. babytz dipping her toes once again.
Running low.
So we push outside dish, and actually the retreat from Kalita here with the fault line.
Go, go, go.
Almost looking as if it's trying to set somebody up for a first bud, but the smoke's come down. And force KRÜ so deep off this site.
So much freedom at the start here. Didn't have to fight for A main control, sand up for grabs as well. Leaves you with a fair amount of utility even in the post plant. There's that same wall going up towards drop, so no one can really make much of that. You're stuck towards at least having dish accessible. That's something.
Thing is now I see Polly disconnected outside main with that molly. Whether or not they're just going to try and brawl this out, kill some time and play off that lineup.
Speaking of time, it's really starting to get costly. babytz waiting for their contact and finds it from conir. Actually, it's Alyssa on the side, can spot 1 but doesn't go straight for that. Keeps cool, keeps composed, keeps 3, make it 4. Alyssa, fantastic work from the site.
As well.
Of course.
From X10 to look so dominant here.
Now we talked about the blowouts at the start in their initial matchups, but what a time to come alive for X10. KRÜ sadly cowering rather than standing tall in this one. Trying to find options, sure. And maybe this is the first one. Muffyn isolated. They put all players basically towards us, excluding one.
Consu's still here, though.
And they have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. There is an enemy behind the line, and they're still baffled. They're still confused, and no one is dealing with Consu. Finally goes down. It is a 3v2. Numbers eventually favorable towards KRÜ. Plant's going to be coming in, though.
The wall actually is their demise now. They're actually forced to play open in sight.
Who's locked in with who? That's the question. Polly still sitting pretty. 100 HP. Molly still to play. Needs quite an impact in this round though, because KRÜ players sitting very clean themselves. Oh, this could be a nice little angle for JinNy if she gets away with it. Surely not. Maybe a one and done. Gonna grab one, taken with her. There it is. Checked in the end, conir. Smart play.
Finally,
we go. Yeah,
a decisive round from KRÜ.
Oh,
much needed here.
Took so long
to kind of stem the bleeding. There's still 5 rounds to find though.
Fantastic. I just don't know if they can. A lot of ults to play with as well for X10 in this round.
As I said, the problem being they get one on the board, but they're still faced with such a disadvantage. A Guardian thrown in the mix for Kalita, Spectre for Consu, and ultimates are plenty for X10. I mean, one thing I wanted to see was the early round cleaned up for X10. A big tick in the box here. babytz has been fantastic so far on Fracture.
Oh, goes kind of to waste.
It's almost desperation. It's preemptive. It's paranoia to just slow things down. The orbital strike in response is fantastic. It forces Consu nearly to expose herself.
Incredible work from baesht to at least find 2 there, because they were trying to swing around. Sand turns a little bit of the flash, but not quite enough. Muffyn, the second bite of the cherry here is a 2v4. This is very favorable towards KRÜ, just putting bodies on the right side at the right time. That's 1, that's 2, a third! Would have been heaven sent. Not to be. And the third this time will be for KRÜ.
We're going to be positioned towards the tower here, and there's no wall to slow down this arcade push.
Ooh, conir, how long do you stick on this? Goes back for another go at it. Forced to TP. Now the site is already controlled. It's going to have the plant coming in. Nothing to deny that now as well. First time we're really seeing this all in B piece. Plant now through. Looking towards again, conir. Different positioning here. Trying to work back in, but the smoke's still in practice, still in play, buying precious time.
This is a huge engagement though for Consu.
Launching smoke.
Polly actually out of the smokes now.
Oh, the timing. Do they check it? Gave it a glance, didn't feel with full intent, which I don't blame you. Now babytz in a whole world of trouble, whole world of hurt. conir gonna put him to the grave, and Muffyn looking a little out of it there. 3 of them, JinNy, Alyssa, Polly to try and hold on to this one. Alyssa burning alive, has to get out of there and face the firing squad. Polly's gone down, the diffuse is coming in, and nothing is stopping it now. KRÜ back in the game, even if it's with just 4 rounds.
Another one of those rounds that Desk alluded to, right? KRÜ looking, I mean, this is a force, call it, with the light shields and the Bulldog in the mix. Res available, Rolling Thunder available. KRÜ now have an opportunity to close things out somehow, 7-5.
Yeah, very respectable scoreline if they actually manage it.
An absolute dream for KRÜ if they can pull it off.
And I feel like they're responding now. KRÜ keeping those players present. If nothing noted on the other side, obviously now it'll be conir over there again, seeing nothing early on, so allowing these 4 players to stay on towards the A side. Now, contact made, but you can note, and obviously X10 don't know this, Romi still very much active, present, checking towards A main, making sure no one's following up from that contact on the wall. So they're still keeping players here, but I'm wondering, when do they start to decide to hit that rotation button?
Same setup here, so KRÜ almost relying on that ability to retake comfortably towards B site. As X10 creep closer and closer. A couple of sound cues. This time around, though, conir, she gives her life up.
Yeah, this could be the difference here. Not be able to keep 5, not be able to keep a step towards the site. They've lost a lot of the room here, and it's a long rotation route back. Maybe trying to gather up towards the north side a little as well, but look who's
Polly's
waiting.
gonna hear this.
Yeah, Polly should indeed hear this. Now notes 1, potentially 2. And now calls for support. Yeah, not alone in this. Polly get some support over this side. Utility being poured in. It is a big fight towards the north, but it's being held off. baesht gonna find JinNy. Support system gone. babytz now next to the chopping block. Here comes the cavalry. What a shot. Polly finding Kalita and Romi, leaving just Consu and baesht alive, and now it's just Consu. Does have res, does have the spray. Oh, it has 4.
I will not die.
It's not planted for Muffyn.
Muffin's got to move. Muffin's got to go. Consu finally comes off the defuse and now being tied with. Heartbreak at the very end. Muffyn just about keeping this in check, 8-4. But what a different look to that scoreline after that run of the end.
Absolutely, like I said, it would have been a miracle for KRÜ to find that fifth there. I mean, Muffyn getting away with murder. I'm not sure the timing there of exactly how that defuse would have looked, but... And this is when actually X10 look as if they solidify this hole, finding up 2 freebies. Consu finding the final kill onto JinNy as well.
Yeah, what a start from X10 in this half, but the answer was there from KRÜ. They've given a question mark here is, do they have that composure going forward?
I mean, the one saving grace is that actually KRÜ's favor leans on the attacking round win rate percentage. So a little bit of hopium to huff there.
Sure.
What do X10 bring to the table here in the second half?
That's what we're going to find out now, as already that contact is made, and this Muffyn to claim 2. baesht and conir go down, so it couldn't have been a worse start for KRÜ. Already on the back foot, but going to be taking themselves towards the site.
2 freebies actually to get away. Muffyn tacked up down to 22. So plant uncontested though. KRÜ need to find a kill. babytz on the other side of the smoke with Polly. And actually the flash, I think, caught up inside the smoke.
Yeah, a little bit. Didn't quite get the footing they need, but it is still just Consu here to try and do more damage. Lovely shot towards Alyssa. Have to get the heal off. But the problem is, I don't know how much you can do to deny the defuse. X10 going to pick up the pistol here in the second half. They've decided to go for it here.
They have technically forced that buy round a little deeper. KRÜ walk into the blender here with these stuns. Initially, though, babytz going to find the first. 2 massive kills from the Kalita, though.
Oh, but JinNy wants it right back. Consu and Kalita go down. This is just a mauling. This is just a brawl straight up thrown down. Spike down, they're making a run for it. They're making a dash for it, but little do they know the entire time Muffin's been waiting over towards the side of the map. That trap will be very telling. They check for it. Muffin's going to hear a whole lot here.
Playing this perfectly, though. Taking no risks.
Spike planted.
You'll be able to relay this information that nobody's pushed tower as well.
Quite telling. Not much left for the post plant. I see a molly still with baesht. That's about it.
Fault line's going to come through. This
That's
is huge.
spotted. Oh, the timing on the swing, and you're right. It's the discipline from Muffyn to not overdo it, not overpeak, not play ahead of the timing.
Talked about JinNy in the first half once again, setting up Muffyn to clean this one up. That's 10 on the board. Like I said, with that force purchase, it forces the KRÜ almost faced with conceding the 11th on top of this.
Oh, lovely shots. There's the saving grace of the round. Just a shot in the dark. Sometimes they line up for you, but yeah, you got to give credit here, in my mind, to Muffyn for that composure. Really keeping cool under all that pressure. Didn't get ahead of it. Waited for the support. Lovely play. Be at double digits. You're already staring down a long road back here. Certainly possible, but far from easy.
Consu and conir try and probe towards Arcade here. Test the waters against Muffyn. Actually, yeah, finding it, conir. Massive opener and a big gap created. X10 scrambling to find this rotation, but the spike should be able to go down on the back of that kill alone.
Yeah. I'm going to come in. Ooh, actually denied. All right. Readjustment. Going to go for that corner plant.
Spike planted.
Extend it right at the door now. This is so dangerous.
Smoke's invested early from Polly, though.
Oh, the pop. conir with a turn. Lovely round. Next 10 now pressured. babytz going to be overdone on this. JinNy still going to claim one with it. Very chaotic at the end, but it...
I mean, actually, other than babytz down on the stinger, one away from the ultimate, so... Yeah, they're going to go straight for this orb. So it should round out this purchase.
How far do they commit? How far do they go on this?
I'm almost actually a little concerned. It's 3 Spectres for KRÜ. Only the 2 rifles. conir, the power player. For KRÜ, proving that in the previous round as well. The KRÜ are waiting for X10 to overstep the mark.
No one has just yet. They're right at that kind of verge, right on the precipice of doing it. Maybe over-pushing, getting a little too curious, but respecting the smokes, playing a little deeper. Now they're going to apply a little bit more pressure towards that B site here.
Muffin's going to feel the heat.
Yeah, Muffin's got to be really composed once again. We asked this of them before. Gonna have to do it one more time. In towards the side we go. KRÜ gonna take all that space, get the plant. They're gonna be in a post plant real quick. Cavalry rotation en route though. This is not gonna be as comfortable as they'd like. Maybe TZ all ready to go. I still counter flash to slow this down, but still gonna make progress.
She runs all the way out in the open whilst fully blind, but still finds a kill on default here.
How has it gone this far? babytz should never have got here, disrespecting the smoke. No one watching it, and now consu lurking on the other side of it. Similar scene, sprays and prays, and someone's answering. JinNy goes down, defuse gets denied. Overwhelmed by babytz though with the ultimate, and now it's on conir in the 1v2 gets one, but the defuse, it's not stopping.
Oh my God.
Denies it. For the Red Bull clutch.
They needed coming into the second half.
You said you wanted one player to start really leading the way, shoulder some of the responsibility, and I think we're starting to see a bit of that, glimpses of it now. It is still 6-10, but this is a round that X10 will have to respect. They can't buy into this too heavily.
And look what it's done. I mean, yes, with the sheriffs here, but it's completely flipped the setup from X10. You now see Muffyn solo towards drop here. Deep trap in A main. Tour de force available though. The other four members of X10 actually stacked towards B, and KRÜ toying with the idea of creeping up. Conir's actually popped the tour de force as well with a Vandal in hand, so that would have been big in terms of a comeback. To kind of mount a little bit of money going. Stun set up towards Arcade here from JinNy, and that should put babytz and Polly in a position to find a kill, potentially.
Maybe two.
I think Polly's spotting here. Polly's the one about to call this.
Yeah. There it is. Can they make the most of it? Oh, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. KRÜ happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, get away from the trap. Didn't get really any threats. Messy work there from babytz. Didn't get any sort of footing towards it. And now JinNy and Muffyn. Muffyn does have the tour de force out. We've seen a couple of these go absolutely mad, but this is a lot. Plants in. JinNy's found baesht. 4 victims to find. Surely not.
Muffyn did ring off a shot though, so should be anticipating this in conir, holding the angle.
Lovely.
Just JinNy to find. KRÜ up
Back
to
in it.
7 now.
You could see the intention at the start for it, but yeah, the actual execution looked a little out of character. Okay, X10.
Proactivity.
Highly proactive and early pressure felt by Muffyn here.
Consu's lucky to get away with her life there. Rez as well, so that would have been a big, big kill for Muffyn to find. Might even get a second shot at it.
Yeah, and the new benefit to this position. Way more playable with that operator. No smoke to really deny it here. Gonna spot the player. 3 coming this way, and they line up. Muffyn with a 2-for-1 discount. Consu and baesht devastated. A devastating Muffyn finally falls. But 3 bodies placed in the ground just by her hand, leaving Romi and conir to try and pick up the pieces.
It's a triple flank coming through A main as well, Lauren, and the plant is open. They've stopped it.
They've slowed
Romi's
it down.
off it.
And here comes babytz, quick as you like, finding conir. Following it up, this is desperate times. Romi's dead. And that was some heroics coming out from Muffyn, but the rest...
On the back of that, X10 got 3 bodies towards A hall.
Yeah, it's starting to pile on here, the pressure. Feeling it. It doesn't take much to break back on this sort of scoreline. That's the scary thing playing against X10 when they had such an advantage, even though KRÜ were looking poised to pull this back.
I say JinNy was just set up with that fault line again, but with this deep smoke, maybe feeling as if it's not necessary, especially with a little bit of pressure on this wall in arcade. Consu and conir over here, potentially trying to bait a rotate. I mean, it's drawn JinNy initially, but with no follow through. I think they revert back to the initial set piece, but the KRÜ look a little hesitant here.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. They're waiting for some indicators. Romi might get caught out here.
Oh, gets away with murder. Romi is lucky to be standing, but Polly there. Quickly gonna deal with Romi, trying to take that space, avenge the fallen teammate. But you gotta look at the spike. That's still heading towards the B site.
And Alyssa's gonna hear these steps as well. That's crucial.
30 seconds left.
Cross is being watched here. Muffyn on the case. Wall goes up.
But there's a gap. There's
Not
a big
completely
gap.
protective at all. This is on Muffyn, though. They are still winning out the numbers here. KRÜ doing well. JinNy's gone down. Plant going to come in, and now it's down to the two players, Polly and Muffyn. And there's the first of all. conir goes down. Now 3v2. Deals with another. Polly strides in on the site. Looking towards the site itself for the player who put down the spike and loses out. And now Muffyn, what are you going to do with it? What?
Oh
my God, Muffyn!
Are you kidding me?
So many impactful rounds from this one player, dragging X10, kicking and screaming to map and match point.
I mean, it's just another round. You look back, and it's the slightest of reposition as well. I think Muffyn rings off a shot with that operator from spawn, immediately repositions here and finds an advantageous angle. You can see here, look how close it is.
Just.
Ice cold as well. Muffyn barely breaking a sweat. Ice cold, Lauren.
And this is the tense one. I don't know how this keeps happening. I feel like we're right back into the driving seat, though, trying to pull themselves. There's three players on the other side. X10, there's three players coming from Dish. They're right back on the side. babytz already on the side itself, and KRÜ are going, wait, hold on, what the hell did we just hear? What is this round already, Mike?
Well, the problem being, baesht invested all of the smokes here, so KRÜ have to find something from this.
consu's already fallen, though. Alyssa's found them. This is all over the shop, and they're actually making a mad dash with the spike out of here.
They have to try and hit B now with no wall and no smokes, Lauren.
This is going to be such a scramble. It's going to be so scrappy. And look who they're walking into. It's going to be Muffyn here, who's been absolutely out of this world. And it looks like she wants more of that again. Finds conir, and now they're down to 3, dwindling in numbers, dwindling in hope. They could be going home unless they can pull something out of the bag here. This needs to be miraculous. It has to be ingenious. And JinNy's got him through the box. babytz takes down baesht. Romi, the last one alive, has to face the music. There is so little to be done here. Stand and take it in the end. Alyssa seals it. X10 stay alive.
A fantastic performance here from X10. On Fracture. So decisive, so composed. Muffyn